What's up, guys? Hey, so I've got some unfortunate news about Denny Stephensen, but I think he's going to be okay. Austin Forkner update, and then some guys that I wanted to talk about that I didn't talk about after Seattle that really rode their butts off. Guys, remember to subscribe, and if you have subscribed, just double check and make sure you're still subscribed. It's happening. It's still happening. I'm getting people letting me know that they are being unsubscribed for no reason. I don't know why this is. I'm not making it up. You guys are the ones telling me that. And if you are getting unsubscribed, please let me know so I can keep reminding people. Who knows what's going on. And if you love mixed martial arts or the UFC, please check out my MMA channel, Cooksey Media MMA. I'm just trying to break down some stuff over there, go into some fighting stuff, and just have a little more fun on that channel as far as just being silly with the MMA stuff. So anyway, guys, let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
We've got some good news. Austin Forkner. Apparently, he's back riding, and he's making his comeback. And I believe when the East Series returns, you will see Austin Forkner. Good for him, man. I'm so happy. Like, that was one of the most terrifying crashes I've ever seen. At some point, we're going to lose somebody during a race. It's just a hard fact. Like, you can't do this dangerous of a sport. I thought we might have lost Forkner that night when I saw that happen. My heart sunk, and I'm just so glad that he's coming back. He's healthy. I mean, he sounded really defeated when he did his Instagram post afterward. He sounded like this guy has been through the ringer, but he's a good kid and he has so much talent. I mean, he won the first round. He was winning when he crashed. If he had just been able to back it down when his contact fell out, but shoulda, wouldas, couldas. But I'm just glad that he's coming back. I hope it goes well for Austin Forkner. This could be one of the best comeback stories in the history of the sport. Speaking of comeback stories, there's a rookie by the name of Lux Turner. Lux Turner came out of Anaheim, made the main event, and broke his hip. I mean, it's a nasty injury. That's an injury that takes a really, really long time to heal. He came back, made the main at Anaheim. Not only am I shocked that he made it back by Seattle, he rode his butt off, put it in the main event. So Lux Turner is going to be somebody to watch. I'm excited to see this kid. Sometimes you get these amateurs that you don't hear much about. They get into the pro ranks and they really excel. I think Lux Turner might be something special. So watch him. And the way he came back from the injury is one thing, but he's also riding really good. I'm excited to see how he does at the Triple Crown this weekend in St. Louis. Another rider who had an incredibly close call. People don't know this, but Dylan Walsh almost lost his life at Anaheim 1. He had a crash right in front of me where I was at in the rhythm section. He landed, hit so hard, got up, walked off. I thought he was going to be fine. He was kind of like favoring his shoulder. I thought maybe dislocated shoulder, maybe broke shoulder. I remember I walked over to the pits and talked to his guys. I go, hey, how is he? They were somber. Nobody said anything. They go, he's at the hospital right now. And they didn't give me any more information than that other than he was out for the night. I didn't realize how bad it was. He had internal injuries. He almost died. Thank goodness for the medical care that he received at Anaheim, or Dylan Walsh not only wouldn't be racing, he wouldn't be on Earth. But for him to recover from that and also make the main in Seattle, what a badass. These guys are absolute warriors between him, Lux, Forkner. These guys are doing things that are it's superhuman, and I can't help but just be like, dang, these guys are badass. Another guy that I forgot to talk about in the 250 video is Carson Mumford. Carson Mumford was an extremely touted amateur, but then he was part of that whole Geico thing where it got pulled out from under him, and he has kind of struggled to find his footing as a pro. He's had some rides that weren't so good, but he came into this year. MCR is really excited to have Carson Mumford on the team, and he's so talented, he's so fast, and he gets these starts in these heat races. And I was watching him at the first of the year, and they said, yeah, he had a really bad illness, and it affected his training, it affected everything, so he didn't have the cardio to stay up there. Well, guess what? After the break, Tony Alessi assured me that they would have that fixed by the time they got back, and to see him get fifth at Seattle, Carson Mumford is going to, do not be surprised if Carson Mumford is on the podium this weekend at the Triple Crown. He's really good at starts. He's really fast. And in these short races, don't be shocked if Carson Mumford's up there battling for podiums in every race. He's a good rider. And I think Tony Alessi is the perfect guy to kind of bring that talent out. If there's anybody that understands some of the perils that these highly touted amateurs have, it's Tony Alessi. I'm so glad that they're working together and that Carson gets a chance to work with Tony. Tony's an underrated team manager. You can say what you want about Tony, but that dude is one hell of a team manager. Speaking of amateurs, Coach Rob is doing a podcast about navigating amateur racing. Him and Derek Harris are doing an episode a month just breaking down how to navigate amateur racing. Check that out. Epic Garage Designs has the coolest stuff to keep your garage organized and looking badass. I mean, they use some of the same stuff that Barrett Jackson showrooms use, and it's reasonably priced. Hit up epicgaragedesigns.com. Ride Strapped, my favorite goggle, glasses, and t-shirt company. Hit up ridestrap.com and get your stuff there. And if you're shipping anything via truck, use Precision Transport, a family-owned company that really takes pride in customer service. Hit up pretransport.com if you need to ship anything. Now to the legend, the Arena Cross legend, the East Coast Supercross champion, Denny Stephensen. This was scary. When I first saw this, my heart sunk. Denny's had some scary moments. He was reported missing a few years ago. Turns out he just needed to work some stuff out. He was okay. When I saw this, I thought, oh no, what is it now? Turns out there was a road rage incident. That's for him to tell the story. But I've been assured that he's okay. He has his phone. He is in the hospital. As far as what happened, I'm going to let Denny tell that story. But I don't know. I empathize with him a lot on the road rage thing. I myself struggle with some road rage issues, and I've had multiple incidents. I've had guns pulled on me. I had a kitchen knife pulled on me one time. I actually was pulling up to flip off Mike Tyson, and I saw the face tattoo, and I said, no, I'm not going to flip this guy off. I got cut off by a black Escalade circa 2004 here in Vegas. I was pissed. I'm like, I'm going to get this guy. I pull up, and I'm ready to pull over and fight him, and I look, and I saw that face tattoo, and I went, yeah, I'm going to leave this one alone. This is my bad. Another scary one was I was in Salt Lake when I lived there. I had a sport bike, F2. Honda CBR 600 F2, coming from the gym, real tired. And sometimes on a sport bike, you guys that ride street bikes, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you kind of roll up to a light. You don't really want to stop and put your feet down. So you kind of lollygag. Well, this guy behind me is pissed. He wants to get right up to the light and stop. And he's pissed that I'm kind of timing it. And he buzzes me in my lane, inches from my handlebar. I am pissed. So I'm giving him the bird, doing all that. This dude locks the brakes up. Yeah, these older cars back in the 90s, they didn't have ABS. You could straight lock them up. And I'm like, he's trying to make me crash. I'm out of my mind pissed. He pulls over and he wants to fight. And my dumbass follows him over, jumps off my bike. He jumps out and it's just like stocky. He's a shorter guy. Keep in mind, I wasn't the size that I am now. I was probably about 170 pounds, maybe 6'2". Not a real intimidating guy, but I'm wearing a street helmet. This dude gets out, and of course I'm not taking my helmet off. He's a big construction worker wearing his overalls like he's been on a job site all day, and he gets right in my face, and I'm wearing a helmet. So I just headbutt him, bam! And I headbutt him, and he falls back into his open door. And as he's kind of crawling in his car, I'm like, oh no, he's got a gun. I run to my bike, fire it up. Dude comes out with a kitchen knife charging at me. And luckily, like, he was still stunned because I got him good with that helmet, like boom, straight in the head. That's a great move. A headbutt's a great move. It's a really great move with a full-face helmet on. But yeah, he charged at that, and I got out of there. I was like, I got home. I told my brother, I was shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But anyway, point of the story is, Debo, listen, we've all been there. Everybody's had their road rage incidents. I have some more. I actually had you know what? I don't know if I should tell that one or not. Fine, I'll tell it. Here in Vegas, I am getting on an on-ramp. This guy cuts me, like, they won't let me over. I'm like trying to get over for a long time. There's a van. It's one of those mobile detailers. There's like the water tank behind it and then a van. And finally I get over and I'm pissed. They're honking at me. I happen to have my lunch in my truck because at the time I was a road rep for Tucker Power Sports. And so I just lob a little tangerine. Not a whole tangerine, like a slice of tangerine, right back onto their windshield. They were pissed. They're losing their minds. So as we get on the freeway, I romp it up to 80, get away from them, and I'm just cruising at 75. I don't want to go too fast. I'm not going 100. These guys are swerving through traffic with that van and that car wash tank behind them. I'm like, holy crap, they're crazy. So I get in the middle lane and kind of pretend like, hoping maybe they'll forget which one it was and drive past me or something, because they're going upwards of 100 miles an hour in this van with a mobile detailing behind them. And as I look, they spot me and they're getting real close. And I look and they reach out the window and I think it's a gun. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? I was thinking of maybe like ramming into them. It's a claw hammer. This dude's hanging a claw hammer out the window. And as he gets close, like pulling up to me, I give him one of these and I swerve at him. He's trying to drive with a claw hammer, and then he sees me do that, and he kind of, next thing you know, with that water in the back, that thing's swapping, boom, boom, he's fishtailing all over the freeway. And they were doing some construction on the exit. You guys will know the exit here in Vegas. It's off of Cheyenne, Cheyenne and the I-15. As they lose it, they're starting to lose it, and they go off the exit, and there happens to be cement barriers on each side because they're doing construction, and man, they slam right into that barrier. I was like, holy crap. Once again, I'm like, oh my gosh. I called the cops and said, hey, you know, they were going to hit me with a claw hammer. Just FYI. Never heard a thing about it, but yeah. So anyway, Debo, you're not the only one that's had incidents out there. I've been very, very fortunate. I'm doing my very best to chill. I have a 15-year-old daughter who I'm teaching how to drive. I have to remind myself, okay, drive like it's your 15-year-old daughter in the other car. If they do something stupid, just understand. Maybe they don't know. So I'm trying to be a lot more understanding. But like I said, I've had some horrible incidents, and I'm glad that I haven't had worse or been shot or whatever. So Debo, I hope you're going to be okay. I'm glad you're going to be all right. And guys, it's just a car. Don't worry about it. Hey, thank you guys for subscribing to the MMA channel. I really appreciate it. That thing's taken off like gangbusters. I've really only been doing it for about a week now. We're almost monetized, and I've got some good content over there. And we haven't even had any big MMA events yet. I'm probably going to be going to UFC 300 and doing some of that stuff, so I'll get some more content. But yeah, thank you guys for subscribing. I'm going to keep that one going. I'm going to keep this one going. And I cannot wait. 2 days away, Arena Cross Finals in Las Vegas over at the Orleans Arena. If you're in the area, go get your tickets. If you want to see some of the best racing and the most fun racing, if you liked Supercross in the 90s, go to this race. Oh, and I always forget to mention this, but if you want to sponsor a privateers and pay their entry fee, go to Open Fender. The link's in the description, all the videos. But if you just go to Open Fender, you can pick your privateer and pay their entry fee to any races. These guys pay upwards of $250, $300 per race as an entry fee. But on Open Fender, you can help these guys out. Help out your favorite privateer, because they're warriors, man. Look at Dylan Walsh, Lux Turner. These guys are out there battling for peanuts and just trying to keep the dream alive. So thanks, guys, and I will catch you later.